You can get up to $10,000 off like your tuition. You can get up to maybe more than 10,000. It could even be 20,000, just depending. They have, I think, for masters, $14,000, like kind of like a graduate student's scholarship.
Guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Doctor Ayokunle, and today we have a wonderful guest. Her name is Ada. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Nikki, aka Ada Canada. I'm based in Canada. I live and I work here. I'm a permanent resident.
So the next question is, what are the general requirements?
So I would say
I know it varies, from university to university, but obviously they have some common requirement standards.
Okay, so I would say, because I don't know if there is anybody who is looking. Let me start from bachelor's.
Okay.
General requirements for bachelor's is, of course, high school results. So in this case, your senior secondary results, your WAEC especially. I don't know about NECO, but if you did both WAEC and NECO, I don't know if people still write NECO now, but if you did both WAEC,
I think they still do. Yeah.
Still do. Well, I would advise just stick to WAEC. But if you want to do NECO, that's okay. You can use both WAEC and NECO results.
Okay.
And it's usually very easy. Your transcripts from secondary school or the transcripts from WAEC need to be sent to the school. So you having completed secondary school up to SS3, that WAEC results, and that's basically the general requirement. So any extra thing, like maybe write an essay or something like that, just something that maybe the school is adding.
To boost your chances.
Yes, not every school in Canada would want you to write an essay for bachelor's. So just those two main things. And then I would say English language. English language is always like a thing, right? Especially coming in as an international student. Now, many universities in Canada have this exemption for English language proficiency. They have it, especially because they recognize that there are so many countries that where you have applicants that are currently in their school that are studying in English, but they want to show that. So if it's not in English language, it has to be translated, notarized, all of those things. So I would say just those three. And you just apply, and then of course application fee. So if it's for masters now, if it's for masters, it's slightly elevated. That one's a lot more. So of course you need to have completed your bachelor's. You need to have completed a bachelor's degree, and then of course English language proficiency. And I have a video on like universities that they don't have business with English. Nigeria is on the exemption list. They have an exemption list, and I've checked it and I've seen that Nigeria is on that exemption list. As long as you've studied your bachelor's from Nigeria, if it's like, I don't know, maybe a different country,
non-English speaking country, right?
Exactly. Then you will have to show that proof of English language proficiency. And of course, when it comes to masters, GPA is very important, right? GPA is very important because most Canadian universities would want the equivalent of first class, second class upper for a master's degree from your first degree, right? Most of them want that first class, second class upper. With second class lower, it's like
pash. So you have to bring additional,
Yes, except you have something that is additional, right? Third class, really a very slim chance. Very, very slim chance. Now, what I tell people is, like, if someone comes to me and like, oh, please, can I get admission with a third class or with maybe a second class lower? Can I get admission for masters and scholarship? There was and scholarship. I'm like, okay, first of all, you need to understand that it's competitive. Because when they're doing the selection process, they will definitely pick from the people that have first class, and they have the cutoff. And the cutoff is different. For example, CGPA of, let's say, they could say most times on average it will be GPA of 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. If you check it, 3.0 on a 4.0 scale. 3.0 is I can't remember like what the equivalent is like in Nigeria. Sorry, I'm using Nigeria because that's our own country.
Yeah, of course.
I can't remember what the equivalent is. I've forgotten how they do that conversion. But usually it's like 3.0 on a 4.0 GPA is their cutoff, and they do the conversion themselves. They do that conversion themselves, right? I didn't do it when I was applying for mine. So I think 3.0 is still part of second class upper. I'm just not sure if that 3.0 will be the equivalent of second class lower. So GPA is always a thing. It's very rare to see schools that will give a cutoff of 2.7 on a 4.0 GPA. It's very rare. So like it will have to be under some kind of extreme circumstances.
And
then another thing with masters is, so I've covered like English language. Another thing masters is the type of masters that you want to do. Type in the sense that there are two types of masters, right? You can do it either course-based, which means they teach you, and then at the end of the masters, you do like a capstone project, right? That was what I did. So I didn't contact any supervisor. I actually did try, like for University of Alberta that gave me admission, I did send an email asking, do I need to contact a supervisor? And the director replied, said, no, it's course-based. You don't need to contact a supervisor.
You don't need it.
So if you are doing like a course-based masters, most of the time, you don't need to contact any supervisor and say, please, like, can we work together on things? But if it's a research-based masters, because
the research is capstone, right?
The research portion of it will be like the capstone project. But when it comes to masters by research, which is like a research-based masters, it's a thesis, right? That's what they call the thesis portion. That one, in that case, you have to contact a supervisor beforehand. There's that added extra research component where you have to go and browse like the faculty members and see what their area of research interest is, and then you send an email. You send an email, not just any kind of email, but you have to like put your academic CV, like
a compelling email.
Exactly, very, very compelling email. So there's also that. In terms of requirements, and this if you're contacting a supervisor, you have to do it early on, like really early on, probably like, I don't know, before you even apply, because the person has to accept you before you can apply. Otherwise, you go ahead and apply and put the person's name.
So that means the person will go through your profile, your documents, and see that you actually merit, right, before you are accepted.
I feel like there are so many things that determine whether a professor can accept someone as a student. First of all, funding. Is there funding available for the students? Because it's research, right? It's something that you'll be working for that professor. So does the professor have the funding available for you to be able to conduct that research? And most times, like some people that I know have tried and they were, I wouldn't say rejected, or I would say rather turned down, is because the professor will be like, oh, there's no funding.
Oh,
I would love to take you on, but I don't have funding for you. Right? I don't have funding for you. So funding is a very big factor on like a professor accepting a student to come and work for him to do this research.
So now let me ask you, can you give us some list of universities that offer fully funded scholarship programs in Canada?
So I know for a fact, earlier this year, I found a school, University of Ottawa, and the school was offering full tuition coverage for students from African countries. So any African country at all. I made a video on that because I just discovered it. So the school is offering, like, they have two of them, right? Two of the African scholarships that they are giving out to students for bachelor's programs. I have a video on that. Then the same school, University of Ottawa, they also have what they call differential tuition exemption scholarship. So that differential tuition exemption, it means they are going to deduct a certain amount from your tuition and the remaining balance is what you pay. So, for example, for the differential tuition exemption scholarship, for example, if you apply to a certain program, and let us say you want to apply to engineering, and I think this you can apply for this as a master's, right? Let's say you want to apply for an engineering program, for example, and the tuition in a year is, say, 20, or let's say, let's just call it 20,000.
Okay.
I don't know how much it is, but let's just say it's 20,000. So they have a tuition differential exemption scholarships. For some programs, it's like $14,000 off your tuition. For some, it's like, I think, $15,000 or $16,000 off your tuition, or maybe $17,000 off your tuition. Let us say you are a beneficiary of that differential tuition exemption scholarship, right? And they are taking out $17,000 from your $20,000 tuition for the year. What does it mean? What it means that it's only $3,000 that you have to pay. So it's a good thing, right? Because compared to paying $3,000, it's easier to pay $3,000 than it is to pay $20,000. So there's also that. The only catch there is you need to know how to speak French, whether you're from a French-speaking country or you're fluent. As long as you know how to speak French, because you have to take at least 3 courses in French in a semester in order to apply for that scholarship. Some other scholarships, we have MasterCard Foundation Scholars. MasterCard has partnered with, last time I checked, it was 3 universities in Canada: University of British Columbia, UBC, McGill University, and University of Toronto. That's the top. That's the top 3 or top 5 universities in Canada. So for certain programs, right, that MasterCard scholarship applies. So you go to the MasterCard scholarship website and say MasterCard Scholarship Foundation. They have a list of countries, right? When you go to Canada, you see the particular scholarship in the particular department. Now with MasterCard, you have to apply to that school and to that department. Then you also have to apply for the MasterCard scholarship separate. So it's 2 separate applications, but you have to start with the school first. There is also another school that offers something close to full funding would be University of Saskatchewan. They have a lot of scholarship for international students, whether at bachelor or master's level. Some of them, it's a lot. You can get up to $10,000 off your tuition. You can get up to maybe more than 10,000. It could even be 20,000, just depending, right? So University of Saskatchewan has scholarship. University of Manitoba has scholarship for graduate students. For example, they have, I think for masters, $14,000, kind of like a graduate students scholarship thing. You have to do a research program, and then I think it's $18,000 or so. So that's a lot of money taken off. McCall McBain scholarship, and that one is through McGill University. They have that McCall McBain scholarship. McGill University has some fully funded scholarship. I mentioned University of Ottawa. University of Waterloo, I remember they have scholarship. It's not fully funded, but they have some scholarship. Some that one can apply for, and then some others that are merit-based. And there are so many. There are so many. And then University of Saskatchewan of that one.
Okay. I think those ones should be helpful for people out there. Wow, Ada, thank you so much for coming. It's been an absolute pleasure, and hopefully maybe sometimes in the future we'll do this again. And so please tell us where they can find you on Instagram or on your socials.
Well, you can type Ada Canada on YouTube and you'll see me glaring in full.
Do subscribe to our channel, please. That channel is like a library. Trust me. Anything about Canada, #1 plug.
Thank you. I still I plan to put out as many information as possible, more information on as long as I keep seeing new things that I haven't covered. And also on Instagram, @Canada_. That's about it.
So guys, I'll put the link to our YouTube channel in the description. Please do subscribe, give watch our videos, click the like button. And also please, if you enjoy this content, please like, share to your friends that have interest in going to Canada. And we'll see you guys again the next time. See you.
Thank you. Good luck. Bye.